Week 4 of the fantasy baseball season, and here's a few pitchers I look to buy and trade for this week. The first pitcher, Blake Snell of the San Francisco Giants. So Blake Snell, he's done this a lot throughout his career. Start off slow, and then second half of the year have a monster year like we saw last season, winning the Cy Young in the National League with the Padres. So with no spring training pretty much for Blake Snell and off to a slow start, I don't think you have to give up much to get him on your roster on the season. 11 2/3. 0-3 record, 12 Ks, 11.57 ERA, 1.97 whip, and no quality starts on the season. So Snell, like I said, he didn't have a lot of preparation going into the season with no spring training. It's different spring training, or even just throwing on the side or training on the side, than getting into some game action, even obviously if it's exhibition. So April 8th versus Washington, 3 innings, got the loss, 3 hits, 3 runs, 2 walks, 5 Ks. April 14th at the Rays, one of his former teams, 4 innings, got the loss, 6 hits, 7 runs, 2 walks, 4 Ks. And April 19th versus the Diamondbacks, 4 2/3, got the loss, 9 hits, 5 runs, a walk, 3 Ks. So he's struggling mightily, is Blake Snell. And today he's got a middle of the pack type of matchup versus the New York Mets, and we'll see if he could mow this Met team down and get back on track. But like I said, Blake Snell, throughout his career, he's pretty much been an all-or-nothing pitcher. We saw it last season. First half, he was batting practice, and then second half, he was lights out, and he didn't really give up many runs the rest of the way. So right now, while he's struggling and still not 100% to full strength in terms of pitch count, perfect buy low pitcher this week. The next pitcher I look to buy and trade for is Hunter Greene of the Cincinnati Reds. So Hunter Greene, we know he's got great upside. We know he's one of the hardest throwers in all the major leagues, but sometimes it doesn't translate into good ball games, and the location has been an issue with Greene over the last couple seasons. So on the season, 27 2/3, 0-2 record, 36 Ks, a 4.55 ERA, 1.30 whip, and a quality start in the last 2 weeks, 17 innings, 0-2 record, 23 Ks, a 5.82 ERA, a 1.35 whip for Hunter Greene. So Greene, he's struggling mightily in the early going, but we know he's got major upside. I know he's had some decent games early in the season, but now the last couple outings, we really haven't seen much. April 10th versus the Brewers, 6 innings, got the loss, 6 hits, 6 runs, a walk, 9 Ks. April 16th at the Mariners, 4 innings in that one, 4 hits, a run, 3 walks, 8 Ks. And April 22nd, he did go 7 innings versus Philly, 7 hits, got the loss though, 4 runs, 2 walks, 6 Ks. So his K rate's always going to be amongst the league leaders or up there as long as he's not injured and pitching a decent amount of innings. Because like I said, this guy gets a lot of strikeouts with his blow-away fastball, but he relies on it a little bit too much. And if he could get that secondary pitch going more consistent as Hunter Greene, he could be a great player. So right now, while he's struggling and he's been hit pretty decently this season and not going that deep into ball games, he's a perfect buy low pitcher this week. The next pitcher I look to buy was Aaron Civale of the Tampa Bay Rays. So Civale's been a decent pitcher throughout his career, going back the last couple seasons where he was with the Cleveland Guardians. So Civale, he's got good stuff. He's a solid pitcher, and he just fits this Tampa Bay rotation, in my opinion. On the year, 27 2/3, 2-2 record, 31 Ks, a 3.90 ERA, a 1.23 whip, and 3 quality starts. But the last few weeks, 15 2/3, 1-1 record, 17 Ks, 5.74 ERA, a 1.47 whip, and a quality start. So Civale, he's been hit or miss so far this season with the Tampa Bay Rays. But like I said, he's got good upside. He pitches to contact for the most part, where he's gotten some easy outs more times than not as Civale in his MLB career. But he's been mediocre on the year. April 9th at the Angels, 5 innings, got the win in that ball game. 4 hits, 2 runs, a walk, 4 Ks. April 16th versus the Angels, again, 6 innings, no decision. 5 hits, 3 runs, 8 Ks, a quality start. And then April 21st, a tough outing at the Yankees, one of the better teams in the league. 4 2/3, got the loss in that one. 8 hits, 5 runs, 5 walks, 5 Ks. Civale last game lost control in that one, walking 5 batters, giving up 5 runs. But his strikeout numbers have actually gone up a little bit this season in the early going. So his next outing's a slam dunk type of matchup at the White Sox April 27th, where we know they're the worst team in the league and they really can't get anything going. But right now, while Civale isn't really on a lot of fantasy owners' radar, this is a perfect time to go out there and buy him, because I think he could be a decent back end of the rotation piece for fantasy owners for the remainder of the season. Pitches Cole Ragans of the Kansas City Royals. So Ragans, he broke out of nowhere last season after he was traded from the Texas Rangers to the Kansas City Royals. But so far this year, mixed bag of results, 25 innings, 0-2 record, 33 Ks, a 4.32 ERA, a 1.48 whip, and 3 quality starts. But the last couple weeks here, 12 and 2/3, 0-1 record, 17 Ks, a 7.11 ERA, a 2.05 WHIP, and a quality start. So Cole Ragans, he's got major upside. Like I said, last season he was going out there and he took the fantasy leagues by storm. He's one of the best pickups in all fantasy baseball. And right now, like I said, coming off a bad outing, it's a perfect time to go out there and buy him because we saw Ragans have a couple decent games early in the year. And now after coming off an outing where he got bombed, his value went down a bit. April 9th versus the Astros, 5 innings in that one, no decision. 10 hits, 3 runs, a walk, 5 Ks. Then April 14th at the Mets, a nice bounce back. 6 innings, no decision, 5 hits, no runs, a walk, 8 Ks, a quality start. And then April 20th versus Baltimore, one of the best teams in the league, in my opinion. 1 and 2/3 got the loss. 9 hits, 7 runs, 4 Ks. So after a bad outing, like I said, like that, I think you could go out there and get Ragans on a good discount. And he does have a tough matchup coming up in tomorrow's game with the Blue Jays coming to town over there in Kansas City. But still, I think Ragans can help fantasy owners many ways. He's got a good K rate. He's got good stuff. Kansas City, they're not as bad as they've been over the last few seasons. They've improved a little bit. And also, he qualifies a reliever, which is always a plus, as well with the versatility. So I would buy Ragan this week, and the fifth and final pitcher I look to buy and trade for this week is Yoshi Yamamoto, a Los Angeles Dodgers. So Yamamoto, so far, it's been a rocky start for him in his major league career in the first month of his career in the MLB. After was dominating in Japan and winning all type of awards, obviously, an ERA under a 2. So on the season, 22 innings, 1-1 record, 30 Ks, a 4.5 ERA, 1.14 WHIP, and a quality start. So Yamamoto, he hasn't really gone deep into ball games yet in the early going for this Los Angeles Dodger team. But like I said, he's got lethal stuff. You've seen the upside from him. You've seen the K rate in some ball games be pretty solid. And right now, I think Yamamoto, as the weeks go on, will get better and get more adjusted to the major league game, where obviously it's a little bit different than Japanese baseball. So the last few games here for Yamamoto: April 6th at the Cubs, 5 innings, got the win, 3 hits, no runs, 2 walks, 8 Ks. April 12th versus the Padres, 5 innings, only, no decision, 4 hits, 3 runs, a walk, 6 Ks in that one. And April 19th versus the Mets, 6 innings, no decision, 7 hits, 3 runs, a walk, 9 Ks. So like I said, the encouraging thing is the K rate here for Yamamoto, no doubt about it, where he's got 23 strikeouts in his last 3 outings. In tomorrow's ball game, it's a nice outing at the Washington Nationals, one of the worst offenses in all Major League Baseball. So right now, well, Yamamoto's been middle of the pack, and he was drafted 4th or 5th round in most fantasy leagues, the worst case. This is a perfect time to buy him low because, like I said, he's still adjusting to the Major League game. There's a lot of high expectations after signing a 12-year, $325 million deal. But I think Yamamoto is going to be fine. And this Dodger team, they're just off to a little bit of a mediocre start where I think things will get into place and everyone will get on track. So right now, well, he's been a middle-of-the-pack pitcher. He's a buy this week, so that's a few pitchers I look to buy and trade for week 4 of the fantasy baseball season.